Welcome to the Creative and Code podcast.
Welcome to the internet, my friend.
Brought to you by ID Digital Agency.
Kind of a big deal.
Dive into the dynamic world of digital marketing, creative design, and coding with top experts, latest trends, and actionable insights. Let's get inspired and innovate together.
It's showtime.
G'day everyone and welcome to a new podcast episode. My name is Jay and I'm the Strategy Director at ID Digital. We are at the end of the year. This is our last podcast for the year and we will be back with a whole bunch of new guests starting from the 8th or so of January 2025. I wanted to spend this podcast just talking to you business owners, you marketing people, management people, C-suite people, just about the goals that you're wanting to set for 2025 from a digital perspective. And there is lots going on within digital agency land. There's plenty of potential for those businesses that are out there thinking that, I wonder if my website is doing as much as it could. Or if my online store could be generating more sales, or am I targeting people correctly? Am I using the right social platforms? Should I be on digital TV or programmatic marketing? There's so many opportunities to get your business out there to your audience, and it's never actually been easier to do, and sometimes a bit cheaper as well. So I wanted to just go through before Christmas. You might want to listen to this while you're on your holiday. You might be sitting around on the beach, or you're driving down to the Mornington Peninsula. There's opportunity everywhere just to be able to listen to a podcast like this, get some insights, some advice, and who knows, something may stick with you or something might jog your memory or give you some inspiration on how to generate more business or more sales through your own business for 2025. So let's get into a couple of things. I wanted to talk a little bit about programmatic marketing and digital advertising through digital TV, which is also called BVOD, which is broadcast video on demand. So you may have seen, if you've been on any of the TV channel apps, like 7 Plus, 9 Now, 10 Play, they all have their own apps and all of them have the ability for you to be able to advertise on them through their breaks, through the ad breaks or at the start or end of a particular video or episode as well. And that does mean you've got 5 seconds if it's a skippable video, all the way up to 30 seconds for someone that is on their phone or on their iPad to be able to engage or for you to tell your message or to give your story. So that's a huge potential for a lot of people. Recently, we just did a strategy campaign for Diggers, which is a Bunnings brand. They've got 2 new products coming out in the new auto care section at Bunnings, which is just launched as well. And our strategy was to get them onto BVOD, broadcast video on demand. So our strategy was to have a celebrity endorsement, and that is with Merv Hughes, who, if you don't know, is a cricketing legend and has been around for a long time. He's got his own fishing TV show as well. But to get him endorsing these 2 products, which is a green car engine coolant and a car washing product, it just gives more awareness to the brand. It has an association to an Australian legend, which is Diggers as well. They've been around for a long time, Aussie-made, Aussie creator here in Brisbane in Australia. And it is to get to create video content for those types of video slots. So you've got your 5-second skippables, you've got your 15-second ads, and you've got your 30-second ads as well. So in one day, we managed to be able to provide a strategy on what to do on that photo shoot day. They produced up to 15 videos for one campaign of varying requirements. So there was storytelling, there was messaging, there was Merv, and there was a call to action in those as well. So get down to Bunnings, exclusively only at Bunnings, that kind of thing. So you can imagine too, most of the BVOD ads that you see are skippable, not clickable. So it means that the message has to be so good that you'll go, I'll remind myself to go out to Bunnings and pick up that particular product at a later time. So you've got to make sure that those particular videos are repeating quite a fair bit as well. Or if it's that good, some of the platforms now have a click here for more info button, which then they can go directly to your website or directly to that particular product so that they can make a purchase straight away. So broadcast video is getting better, and the cost for those is getting cheaper. For instance, with 9Now, you can go to the 9Now website, look into advertising on the 9Now app, and you can use the back-end system of that very similarly to how you do a Google Ads campaign. You chuck in the details, who's your audience type, is there particular TV shows that you'd like to be have your ads running on at the start, end, or in between? Is there a certain demographic? Is there a time of day? Like, you can customize everything that way too. And it is a cost per click. You can set it up as a monthly spend. It's really, really straightforward. So it's not just a matter of getting a video done and putting it on there. You really need to make sure that you're understanding the audience type, what your strategy is, what's the KPI that you're aiming for, and what are the goals. How many sales do you want to have? How much brand recognition? How many inquiries? It's really important to set that stuff from the start as well. And then what's really good with the videos that we did for them was to utilize those as part of a social campaign. You threw Meta, which is Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp, as well as TikTok, Google Search, and Google Display Network as well, which includes YouTube. So being able to then have a campaign that runs during the summer season, which is when cricket's on, obviously, with a cricketing legend, Merv Hughes, for an Australian product, tick, tick, tick. It all just makes sense. It's going to target the right people at the right time throughout the cricketing broadcast as well, and anything to do with sports, Aussie legends, it's going to work really well. So that is out there now. It's out there, and we're really excited to see the results soon. And yeah, have to take my hat off to Merv. He did a great job on the video content. Also, the filming and production guys did a great job, and I'm pretty happy with how that's come together too. So, and again, from our side, Cassie did great putting all the scripts, the storyboards, strategy, all that stuff together. And Emily too, who isn't here, she's off in Europe now. She's on holidays, making sure that was a great way to do it. So if you're thinking of, I could really get my voice, my opinion, my message, my offering out there, there's so many more opportunities. So come and ask us about it, iddigital.com.au. Some other opportunities too. You'll probably see influencers are a really big thing these days, and that's not going away. As much as influencer is now getting to be a bit of a negative term, they are important these days too. And you've got different levels of influencers. You've got the ones that are out there doing crazy things and stunts and being a bit annoying, I guess I could say. Or you've got the ones that are more that are influencing, but they're more appealing to a particular subgenre or subculture or sub-target base as well, or audience. And there are lots of particular influencer networks and platforms that you can now type in your details of what you're looking for in an influencer and how much you're willing to spend, and it'll give you influencers that are willing to do the work to promote your products on their platform, or they're willing to be in front of the camera and you then take the content to put it on your own platform too. There's plenty of them out there, so that's a really good way to do it too. So broadcasting out and letting people know about you is one thing, but also making sure that your reputation and your awareness online is as important as those as well. So making sure that you've got good search optimization, because ChatGPT search with Bing is now going to be more important than ever to be indexed on that website or that search engine, as well as on Google, obviously. But also there are other ways to get what they call backlinking, which is other links to your website on high authority websites. High authority means that those websites have got a lot of reputation already, and Google sees them as a good quality source of either content or conversions, and conversions being that people are willing to buy money or use their money to buy things or invest in those through inquiry forms. So yeah, it is important to be on websites like Pinterest, which has got an authority score of 100. To be doing podcasts like this, or being a guest on our podcast, for instance, or anyone's podcast for that matter, if they put your link to your website in their show notes and it links through, is an authority link score of 100 as well. So it is important to start branching out and not just doing the traditional search ads, Google ads, YouTube links, that kind of thing. It's really about getting your awareness out there a lot more. In terms of the things that you might want to be looking at as well is AI. If you haven't looked at AI yet, you're behind. And I think it's really important that you not only think about your use of AI, but how you could use AI in a whole range of different scenarios. So, for instance, blog article creation is amazing. As long as you'd use the right prompts, You don't just say create an article on physiotherapy, right? You've really got to say who you are. Give actually ChatGPT, for instance, your web address, because it can now go in and have a look at your website and understand who you are. Your personality and tone, what it is that your aim is for that particular article. And it's not just to get readers. What's the actual aim? It's to get inquiries or purchasing of online products, or it's brand recognition. It could be a range of different things. Tone and personality, like I said, is really important. Understanding the length that it should be, factoring in citations or references to other websites within that blog article is going to be very, very important too, because then it shows that you've done the necessary research. Heading structure, keyword placement, feeding it with your keyword discovery is really important to understand your target keywords based on competitors or trending keywords. There's a lot there. And we, by the way, do all that, and we can get that for you done pretty quickly. But once you've got all that, you can then start creating these articles. And I wouldn't suggest just copying and pasting them in as blog articles or FAQs, for instance. It's really important that you go through and you make adjustments and you make it sound natural, not artificial. You'll see as well a lot of the AI programs like Claude and ChatGPT generate content in a particular way every time. They use lots of howevers and they use lots of bullet points, 3 bullet points most of the time. So you've really just got to put the prompts in to make sure that they are adjusting the artificial way that content is being created, and add your own links and things throughout the content too that will point them to the right product that you're trying to promote, or to a particular page or a service offering, for instance, too. So yeah, blog articles are still really important. Content generation and getting those indexed onto search engines is still very, very high up there. But you'll notice too, search isn't just about search listings anymore. SERPs, search engine result pages. Google has a whole range of different things on theirs, as well as Bing. You can now have knowledge. So for instance, you type in, I'm looking at a Canon 90D, for instance. The first couple of results are other websites or where you can buy it, but then it's got what are the latest reviews on Canon 90D? Should I buy a Canon 90D? Can Canon 90D do video? There's all these now questions that Google has, and if you click on it, it'll give you the answer without you having to go to the website, but it'll also have a reference website. That is a link to your website if you've answered that question for your target audience. So it is really important to get FAQs on your page in a particular structure. But it's also important to have those questions on lots of different pages, not just an FAQ page too. There's your Google business listing, making sure it's on maps, making sure you've got your right opening times. You can put offers and promos and things into that if you do have an online store, or you've got a free 1-hour consultation for people to get interested in. There's so much going on there. And one thing that's worked really well for us is sales partnerships. We're not salespeople at ID Digital Agency. We actively go out and we look at what work we want to do. We have a look at brands and we have a look at what they've currently got, and can we make a difference to that brand? Can we provide value to that particular business or to that particular industry? That's what we love to do. And sometimes we'll get the inquiries coming through and they may not work, but most of the time we're going out and looking for work now, for work that we want to do. We obviously get all the work that we have from our existing clients, and we love that work. But with the modernization of platforms and what we're trying to do, we're looking for clients that do want to have that future proofing, that do want to work with platforms that are next level. As you finish your drive, or if you finish your flight, wherever you're going, I hope this has been useful for you. If you have any questions in the meantime, please let us know at ID Digital Agency. So it's iddigital.com.au. We'll see you next year.
Thanks for tuning in to the Creative and Code podcast.
That's all, folks.
We hope you enjoyed this episode and found it as inspiring and entertaining as we did. Remember, there are plenty more episodes to explore, so make sure you keep listening for more creative insights and coding tips. A big shout out to our amazing sponsors and the team at ID Digital Agency for making this podcast possible. Got a story to share or want to be a guest on our show? We'd love to hear from you. Send us a 2-minute or less audio clip to creativeandcode@iddigital.com.au. Suggestions, ideas, or just want to say hi, we're all ears. Thanks again for listening. Until next time, stay creative and keep coding.